Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications as I do insert giveaways in them randomly. Thank you guys so much for joining in today's video. I am doing my last set for my Mexico inspired nails and then we will be moving on to fall nails. I'm so excited as I'm doing the traditional green, white, and red inspired by the Mexico flag. And I'm also throwing in a little bit of Mexico inspired nail art. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Viva Mexico! Now let's get right into the video. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off by using Soft Peach from Not Polish along with their acrylic brush. It is a size 12. And then along with their products, I am using my Profiles Backstage Monomer. I'm going to go ahead and start by applying that Soft Peach onto my pinky. This is going to be a fully covered nude nail. And then I'm going to be doing some nail art on top of that. But I am doing my 3 bead method for this nail. And just making sure that I'm blending it nicely into any other product that I have already applied. This makes the filing process a lot easier. All I do is, with very light pressure, blend that out. And then I make sure that I clean the sides from any spillage and try to keep that shape as clean as possible. For the index finger, I am using this really pretty green that I mixed. Whenever I want to do a pretty dark green, you just get whatever green you have and then mix a little bit of black in there and it will darken it up quite a bit. I'm placing that on the tip because I'm going to be creating an ombre, and I do try to blend the middle section out as much as possible so that it makes a smoother transition with the nude color. Now moving on to my middle finger, and I'm going to be placing Ice Queen from Not Polish. It is a very vibrant white, and I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm placing it on the tip, lightly blending it up towards the natural nail, and then moving the product down. And like I said, I tried to apply everything as smooth as possible. You will see me wiping constantly and pushing the products in on the side to do that. Now moving on to my ring finger, and I am using red from Not Polish and applying that on the tip as well. I am going to be doing all 3 fingers with an ombre, so I'm prepping that by placing the color first. Now taking that same nude that I used on the pinky, I'm going to be using that for my ombre. I'm placing a medium-sized bead of acrylic onto the natural nail part, and then I'm going to be lightly blending that into the red. When you are blending darker colors with such a light nude, you definitely want to work thinner just in case you need to fix it. Sometimes it can be really hard to create that ombre. I don't know, for whatever reason, I have really good days and I have okay days. So I will be showing you exactly how I fix it on the index finger, as that one was kind of harder to blend together. I'm going to be blending that nude into that green, and I will say what helps a ton when creating ombre is making sure that the surface that you're working on is extremely smooth. For example, I did not blend the tip into the natural nail, which can definitely be the downfall of creating the perfect ombre. And another thing is, if you put it on there way too bulky, the acrylic will not blend properly. So I am working very, very thin. Like I said, I already kind of figured that I was going to have a hard time with the green just because it's such a dark color, but no worries, you can always fix it. Now, if you add way too much product, that is a little bit harder to fix. Reason why I recommend you start with smaller beads. So as you can see, it didn't blend very well. It just doesn't look right. So I'm just taking tiny little beads of nude and placing them where I kind of want to blend it out a little bit more and trying to fix it that way. And again, another tiny little bead and just lightly blending it out until I'm happy with how it looks. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going ahead and encapsulating. I encapsulate my ombre because I want to protect that middle section where the nude blends into the color. I definitely do not want to file it off whenever I go to file my nails. Another reason why I encapsulate is because I like to work with my colored acrylic very sparingly, and I do not like to pack it on there as it does save product. So I definitely need to add the extra thickness and structure to that nail with the clear. Now for today's video, I'm only going to be using my hand file for this step. As you guys can see, I try to lay my product as flat as possible, as smooth as possible. So this ensures that the filing is very minimal, and I don't necessarily need to use an e-file for this step, so I figured I would change it up and use a hand file. First, I am filing the sides, making sure that the shape is nice and crisp, and then I'm just going over the entire surface of the nail and making sure that everything is nice and smooth, making sure there's no ridges and no bumps. I am skipping the cuticle filing for this video only because I do apply it very flush to the natural nail. The only reason why I file it in most of my videos when I'm doing it on my practice hand is to kind of show you guys how I do the process, but it's not actually necessary because I do apply it very smooth. However, if you have a little bit of extra thickness on there, make sure you are making it flush to the natural nail, or that can cause lifting. Now I'm turning the hand to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and then I'm just flattening out that tip, making sure that the shape is nice and crisp. Do not skip this step as it does help tremendously. Now taking my buffer from Profiles Backstage, I am going to be softly buffing the surface of the nail. I definitely don't want to skip this step because I am going to be doing nail art, and you want the surface to be as smooth as possible so that the product applies very smoothly. Now, once I'm done filing, I am taking my lint-free wipe and some swipe and just cleansing the surface of the nail and my practice hand, removing any excess dust in preparation for our nail art. Now going into my nail art, I am using this very thin liner detail brush from Profiles Backstage. I will try to link it down below. I'm not quite sure if it is available or not, but I switched from my other brush just because this one is thinner, and I freaking love this brush. So make sure to check it out and use my discount code if it is available on the site. If not, I will link any other brush that I really like. But I'm going in and starting to draw a letter M in Old English font. Whenever I'm doing Old English, I just look up Old English fonts online and it'll give you the entire alphabet, and then of course you just copy it from that. So I'm just looking at the image from my iPad and then I start sketching it out first. I'm just going in and trying to perfect that as best as possible, and I am curing whenever I feel necessary. I have explained this in a lot of my nail art videos. Like for example here, if I'm done with this step, I can go ahead and cure it and then do the rest of the letter. Or if you feel comfortable enough, you can absolutely wait until you're done with the entire nail and then cure it in the light. It doesn't need a ton of curing if you just want it to freeze into place. A lot of the time I just pop it in there for 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, and then take it back out and continue to work. The purpose of that is only to freeze it in place so it doesn't move and you don't have to worry about any smudging or messing up the nail art. Now once I'm finished, I am popping it in the light for at least 30 seconds just to make sure that a lot of it is cured. It doesn't take too much to cure this, so just popping it in there for a little bit and then moving on to my next nail. So I'm pretty sure somebody called my phone and I ignored it and I didn't realize it stopped recording. I swear this happens every single time. So I'm just drawing a letter E on the middle finger. Again, I'm just copying the image off of the internet, but I do really enjoy this type of lettering. I feel like it's super cool. It's challenging in a way. So as you guys can see, I use it a lot on my nails. Now for the rest of the lettering, I'm just going to let you guys watch and kind of see exactly how I tackle the task of drawing these letters. Now for the pinky nail, I wanted to add a little bit of Mexico-inspired nail art, and I am just drawing a slanted white line. I'm not trying to make this super straight, as I'm going for the sarape look, which is basically the traditional Mexican blanket. It's full of colors. It is not perfect by any means, so that's the look that I'm going for. And I'm freezing that in the light for 10 seconds just so that it doesn't move. And now I'm going to be going in with my colors. I decided to go with shades of pink with red, white, black, green, and blue. So I'm starting off with a really light color. And all I'm doing is mixing my colors together to create the color that I want. For example, I didn't have this really light pink. So all I did was take red and white, mix it together, and then start applying it onto the nail. And then the lighter I want it, the more white I add. And if I want it darker, I just add more red. So I'm starting off by mixing that, and then I am applying that after the white. And all I'm doing is soft streaks of color. So it gives you that like true design. I feel like I executed this fairly well. I was pretty content with it. I'm just drawing lines of it, and then I'm gonna go in later and add a little bit more detail so it can kind of look a little bit more realistic. So I'm going from white to light pink to a little bit of a darker pink, and then I'm gonna be going in with red, and randomly I'm going to be adding white streaks in there and along with some black streaks. I'm just drawing those lines horizontally, trying to semi-blend them together, but not really. Definitely not going for a clean look. And I am just gonna let you guys kind of watch the rest of this. I tried to be as close as possible so you guys can see the detail. Once I'm done with that, I want to make sure that I'm curing it in the light to make sure that it's nice and cured so I don't ruin it with the additional nail art I'm going to be adding. For this little nopal, which is a cactus, I'm going to be drawing it using different shades of green. So I took a darker green and a lighter green, kind of just mix them together. It helps give it dimension. I'm taking the dark green and just drawing in the cactus. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna let you guys continue to watch. I do add a little bit of brown in there and then just some little white specks. Now I'm going in with my not polish matte it, and I am showing you guys a quick little glimpse of what it would look like with shiny nail polish. I say this all the time, I like to do matte it because it shows the detail, especially in hand painted nail art, and you get a better picture with it flat versus if it's shiny, you get that glare and sometimes it cuts off part of the design. So I do like to fully show the nail art that I do. Make sure you guys are placing this in the light. I am using my Kiara Sky rechargeable light for this entire video, and I am curing it for at least 2 minutes just to make sure that it's all cured. You only really have to put it in there for 1 minute. That basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.
El humano será capaz de cambiar el microchip que le han implantado. Baila muchachita, baila muchachito, baila abuelo, baila abuelita. Cambia tu ritmo, maravilla.